Why this city has been tested on us?
Jaitapur, Musakaji. These are the names of places I heard in my grandma's stories in my childhood. She comes to her village by ship from Mumbai. Her ship sails on the small jetty of ancient Musakaji port just 3 kilometers from Jaitapur. In those days, her ship took more than a day to reach here from Mumbai. Then their bullock carts pass on this road to various villages in Konkan. Konkan, though technically speaking a narrow strip of land between Mount Sahyadri and sea on the coast of Maharashtra, that is on the west coast of India. Konkan is a land of fruits and fish. Combination of water and flower is a fantastic characteristic of Konkan. Narrow curved roads having thick greenery on both the sides is a typical feature of Konkan. Shrines and shores are special attractions for tourists. Konkan's natural beauty inspired many poets and artists. This beauty reflected in their art and literature.
माहेरला जाते हो नकवा तिच्या घोवाला कोकण दाखवा हो तिच्या घोवाला कोकण दाखवा.
In the era of black and white Marathi cinema, these poets filled colors of Konkan with their words.
दावा कोकणची निळी निळी खाडी दावा कोकणची निळी निळी खाडी दोन्ही तीराला हिरवी हिरवी झाडी दोन्ही तीराला हिरवी हिरवी झाडी भगवा आबोली फुलांचा ताटवा भगवा आबोलीच्या फुलांचा ती ताटवा हो तिच्या गोवाला कोकण दाखवा गोमू माहेरला जाते हो नखवा हो तिच्या गोवाला कोकण दाखवा.
These people of Konkan have hearty connection with water for last many eras, and that still continues. Here people were happily living with their farms and mango orchards. Fishing in surrounded sea is a major business here. In the evening, the shores get crowded by fishermen coming from sea with their boats full of fish and their women selling those on shore. In the leisure time in afternoon, gossiping over a cup of tea is a great entertainment for these fishermen. Various religious festivals keep farmers busy after their farming season. These innocent people never took weapons in their hands other than their religious entertainment shows. Madban, a small village having 450 homes near Jaitapur town. As the name indicates, it's a village of palm trees. Here, in this calm atmosphere and serene surroundings, the Nuclear Power Corporation of India, an Indian government company, declared a nuclear power plant on this plateau of Madban. A French company named Areva was supposed to build this power plant with its 6 pressurized water reactors, known as EPR, of 1,650 megawatt each, so totally 9,900 megawatt. That makes it the world's biggest nuclear power plant. This proposal of nuclear power plant disturbed the fabric of society here. People started gathering around. Many activists visited these villages. The government of India acquired around 1,000 hectares of land from about 2,500 farmers. A 70-year-old medical practitioner, Dr. Bhikaji Wagdhare, who was born in this village, opened a battle against this proposal.
2002 साली इथे खासदार यांनी एक पत्रक काढलं माटपांच्या कड्यावर औष्णिक प्रकल्प सुरू होणार नाही 1000चा 2 वर्षानंतर कळलं की तिथे न्यूक्लिअर पॉवर येते तर अणुऊर्जा म्हटल्यावर आम्ही सगळे एकत्र झालो गावच्या लेवलवर आणि आम्ही मग 8 साली हायकोर्टात गेलो.
I returned to Jaitapur on 16th May 2010, the day on which the public hearing for this biggest nuclear power plant was held. People were very strongly presenting their objections on EIA.
The funny part of this EIA is it was supposed to be environment impact assessment. But what this nuclear project's impact, radiation impact would be, that was not studied at all. Actually, the real impact of any nuclear power station is the radiation. And this study was not done, and still the public hearing was considered as complete. The EIA was considered as perfect. The objections of the people, the farmers, were not addressed really seriously.
In this process of protest, an ordinary farmer from Madban village came forward as a leader. Praveen Gavankar, my senior schoolmate. Praveen was a mango producer and a small transporter, but he had inherent leadership qualities. A social group at Madban village called Janhit Seva Samiti took lead in this protest. When farmers and fishermen were fighting right there at project site, the project was discussed among thinkers from both the sides. Though there were many issues connected to this project, this new EPR technology was the first point of discussion.
I mean, if you look at it as the technology, it is the technology of the pressurized water reactor. But it is being called EPR, it's an European pressurized water reactor of an improved version over the PWR, that is pressurized water reactor, which are running all over in Europe, in USA, in Japan and in South Korea. These plants are there, what are called pressurized water reactor, and in the capacity of about 1100 to 13 to 1400 megawatt. Now this EPR is an kind of, you can say, improved version in a following manner. That is, it will do one thing, it will improve what we call fuel utilization. Thereby I mean that the fuel burn-up is nearly doubled in the case of EPR than the conventional PWRs.
The EPRs of Areva company, which are not tested, which has got its own security issues. We have seen what has taken place in Finland. We know what is the view of French experts about EPR. Why this EPR being tested on us? People of Jaitapur, people of Naki, people of Madban, they feel that they have been treated like a guinea pig.
Hot water released by these reactors was the main concern of fishermen.
The anxiety or the worry that it is going to affect the fishing activity greatly is not correct in my opinion.
या ठिकाणी अणुशास्त्र देऊन आम्हाला सांगतात की समुद्रावर पर्यावरणावर कोणताही परिणाम होणार नाही. आम्ही त्यांना असं म्हणतो की तुम्ही अणुशास्त्राबद्दल आम्हाला सांगा, तुम्ही असं सांगा की यापासून रेडिएशन होणार नाही. डॉक्टर पद्मनाभन या ठिकाणी आहेत, आम्ही एक मान्य करू. तुम्ही असंही सांगा की ह्या रेडिएशन उलट कॅन्सर बरे होतील तुमचे. तसे ते सांगतात काही जण. ठीक आहे, आम्ही टाटा हॉस्पिटलला जाणार नाही, प्रकल्पाजवळच घरं बांधू, म्हणजे आमचे काही आजार असले तर ते दूर होईल. परंतु तुम्ही हे सांगू नका की या ठिकाणच्या मच्छीमारीवर कुठलाही गरम पाण्याचा परिणाम होणार नाही, कृपया. कारण ते शास्त्र तुमच्या अणुशास्त्राशी संबंधित नाही. हे स्पष्टीकरण आम्हाला मत्स्यशास्त्रज्ञांनी सांगायला पाहिजे. त्यांनी आम्हाला समजावून दिलं पाहिजे गरम पाण्याचा याचा परिणाम काय होणार नाही. मासा कुठल्याही प्रकारचा असू दे हा थंड रक्ताचा प्राणी आहे. पर्यावरणाचे जे बदल असतात त्याच्याशी ते जास्त जुळून घेऊ शकत नाही आणि त्याला जर जगायचं असेल तर बाजूच्या तापमानाशी त्याला आपल्या शरीराचं तापमान राखावं लागतं आणि म्हणूनच तापमानातील जास्त बदल ते सहन करू शकत नाही. हे आमच्यासारखा अशिक्षित मच्छीमार सांगू शकतो, हे सर्वसामान्य माणूस सांगू शकतो, परंतु अणुशास्त्रज्ञ मात्र सांगतात की तसं काहीही होणार नाही.
Now I will just quote one report here. There was a study conducted by University of Madras, that is at Chennai, and University of Pondicherry and the Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research together on the effect of this warming up of the sea at the coastal region at Kalpakam and the effects on biodiversity and the fishing activity and things like that. So according to this report, which was published many years ago, there is actually what they have found. If the temperature of water goes up by about 2 to 3 degrees, that much warmth, it is good for fish. The fish doesn't get destroyed or it doesn't get affected if it is only 2-3. If it is 6-7 degrees or more, yes, there can be problems. So the finding is that the fishing yield has in fact increased.
Proposed Jaitapur nuclear power plant is going to use 5,200 crore liters of water every day for cooling purposes, and this hot water will be discharged into the sea around the Jaitapur nuclear power plant. Now, National Institute of Oceanography has published a study in October 1990 for a 1000 megawatt nuclear power plant, and its executive summary clearly mentions, and this is to be quoted, that however bioacid studies revealed that the thermal gradient caused by the discharge of coolant waters will have deleterious effect on the ecobiology of the environment of Jaitapur. Now this judgment was made in executive summary by National Institute of Oceanography in 1990. Now, and this was for 1000 megawatts. Now you can imagine when Jaitapur nuclear power plant, which is 10 times larger in size, what catastrophic effect it will bring on the marine life.
One early morning, I reached Nate Port. I wished to experience fishing activities. Ali Miah was waiting for me with his boat. His workers were preparing it for fishing. Sun was just rising on eastern horizon and we started our journey towards west. Once the boat came out of the port, Jaitapur lighthouse was in front of us. Skipper turned the boat to his left and we reached just beneath the plateau on which the Jaitapur nuclear power project is proposed. And suddenly at a point, a large cutout of plateau filled our eyesight, showing different grades of land layers.
Madhvan Plateau is made up of laterite, and its height is approximately 20-30 meters thick. So while constructing Jaitapur nuclear power plant, one has to cut down this whole plateau, and foundation can only be laid on the hard basalt rock. So definitely Jaitapur nuclear power plant is not going to come at a height of 25 meters as being said by many scientists, and therefore the safety from the tsunami is really in doubt.
The boat was in full speed, but sailors were not finding fish. Mood over boat was dull and Ali Miah was a bit tense. And suddenly, the sailor standing on bowsprit gave a call and all the activities got accelerated. When we came back on the port, Ali Miah's boat was full of fish. The seismicity of the land of the Jaitapur project was a serious point of dispute. Seismicity and landsliding were the major issues of concern.
प्रचंड मोठ्या प्रमाणात तिथे लँडस्लायडिंग झालेले आहेत, इरोजन झालेले आहेत. भूगर्भीय बदल तिथं खूप वेगानं प्रत्येक वेळेला अनाकलनीय होतं आणि दरवर्षी पावसाळ्यामध्ये 2 ते 3 महिने त्याचा अनुभव तिथलं घेतला जातो. काही गावात टेकडीच्या टेकड्या आणते, काही गावामध्ये लँडस्लायडिंग होऊन घरं उठवावी लागलेली आहेत.
There are 3 lineaments which are passing in and around Madban Plateau. Now, one of them is Vijayadurg lineament, tending north-northwest and south-southeast direction and running for approximately 25 kilometers. Second is Hamadra Padave lineament on the east of Jaitapur. The most important thing is that third lineament is passing right below the plateau of Madban. Now, when 3 lineaments are passing in and around within 5 kilometers of the proposed Jaitapur nuclear power project, how the scientists are saying that the project is safe.
The project's environment impact assessment didn't talk much on the nuclear waste, but that too was a very important matter of discussion.
Here we have a project which is going to be producing several tons of high-level radioactive waste every year. It is going to be using enriched uranium, and there is going to be a higher level of burn-up according to them. This means that there will be higher levels of plutonium in the waste, and every load is at least 30 tons of enriched fuel. So we are going to be producing here, if this project commences, several tons of high-level radioactive waste, and there is no plan as of now, there is no plan in place to store that waste for a longer period, leave alone disposal. This is the absurdity of this project in its present shape.
In this chaotic situation, the Environment Ministry gave an environmental clearance to this project, rejecting all the objections.
The Indian government assures foolproof safety at the proposed nuclear power plant at Jaitapur. The plant may host as many as 6 reactors, making it the world's largest.
India's Federal Minister of Environment and Forests says safety systems at a proposed $10 billion nuclear plant will be tightened up. The plant is potentially the world's largest.
It was largely criticized as this clearance came on the occasion of French President Nicolas Sarkozy's visit to India on December 4th of 2010.
French President Nicolas Sarkozy has arrived in Bangalore. This is the President's second visit to India, but his first to Bangalore, where he will visit the Indian Space Research Organization to kick off a joint satellite-based program of climate and ocean exploration. The high-tech agenda will be carried forward in Delhi on Monday with the signing of a framework agreement on the supply of 2 10,000-megawatt nuclear reactors. Terrorism and intelligence sharing is on the agenda.
In protest of his visit, Jail Bharo, Fill the Jail, was arranged at the project site in Madban. Thousands of people came on the road on that day.
स्क्वायर किलोमीटर में 1000 चौरस किलोमीटर में रत्नागिरी जिला का एक चौथा हिस्सा जो है आज भी वहां पर कोई इंसान नहीं रह सकता है. वो किरणोत्सार जो है.
I addressed the rally. People were very happy. They were ready to go to jail. I told them, even if you don't go to jail, you are going to die. And there is no other go but to go to jail and protest.
After having a grand meeting at project site, protesters, mainly ladies, were peacefully arrested.
And we were put in the jail. And we were treated very badly. We were not even produced immediately in the court. As soon as we were released from one case, another false case was put. And again we were taken in the jail. All the false charges were put on us. We were not given good food. We were not treated well in the custody. We were not given our human rights. And it was some sort of a harassment which was done. And this is the way that government tried putting pressure on the people by showing that if this is a treatment we are giving to your leaders, just remember what we would do with you.
By this time, the anti-nuclear movement spread in surrounding areas. The walls got painted with anti-nuclear slogans. To cool down this anger of protesters, government was announcing attractive packages of rehabilitation and cost of land. But these farmers who were not ready to sell their land carried out bonfire of these packages as a token of protest. 11th March 2011. The world trembled by the news of nuclear accident in Japan. Meltdown turns out in Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. This news triggered further anger in Jaitapur. On 18th April 2011, local activists had a small protest at project site, and police arrested few activists. This arrest spread unrest in the nearby villages. Many people gathered at project site. Police charged them brutally. Finally, they fired bullets for protesters.
आवाज केला, पोलीस धावतात, धावा 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 म्हणायला लागलो मी. तर म्हणते धावताना आम्ही बघतो ते दगड तिकडनं येतात. ते दगड ना आमच्या लोकांच्या बसतात आणि जे पार्टी माणसं होती ना त्याच्यात मारत सुद्धा होते. पोलीस आले तिकडे आणि त्या घरावर दगडफेक केला आणि जे त्यांची खिडकी होती ना स्लॅडिंगची ती खिडकी तोडफोड केल्याच्या नंतर ते एवढे दबायलाच तयार नाही आणि ते त्याचे दरवाजे पण हलवायला लागले, जबरदस्ती करायला लागले, गालीशिवाय करायला लागले आणि एकदम अपर शब्द ते वापरत होते. तरी सुद्धा आम्ही गप्प राहिलो आणि जी आमची पोरा होती, लहान लहान मुलं होती त्यांना आम्ही बाथरूममध्ये लपवला आणि त्यांच्या रुमात लपवला. आम्हाला जे बी काय घरात मिळली ना त्या घरात आम्ही ज्या बी घरात आम्ही घुसलो ना त्या घराची त्या लोकांनी एवढी जोर घेतलाय कमीत कमी 1 तास बराबर दगडफेक करत होते. मग एक मुलगा ना तिकडं आला, त्याच्या बंदूक मारलेली होती पायावर, तर मला बचवा करू लागलो. मी त्याला दरवाजा उघडला आणि त्याला आत घेतला. मला बोलते पाणी वरती आधी पहिल्यांदा पाणी मी त्याला दिला आणि तो सांगतो मला बोलते दरवाजा उघड. मी बोलते जाता बोलते डॉक्टरच्या इथे जातं. तर डॉक्टरच्या इथे इथे पोलीस आहे आम्हाला जर मारले तर काय करणार आम्ही. तिनं खिडकी उघडीला आणि तो बाहेर पडून लगेच धावत गेला. आणि नंतर मग मनुष्य झाल्यानंतर पोलीस तिकडे धावत गेल्यानंतर आम्ही बाहेर पडलो दरवाजात. तर काय आम्हाला सूत पण नाही, चप्पल पण नाही, काय नाही, पाय तशीच्या तशी आम्ही घरी पळालो. त्याच्यानंतर गोळीबार थोडा टाइम झाल्याच्या नंतर ते तिकडनं गेले असं बोलले. आम्ही नाऱ्या मारायला लागलो. नाऱ्या मारल्याच्या नंतर ते पोलीस जाताना असे आम्हाला खिडकी फुटलेली होती आणि तिकडनं दिसतच होता. दिसतात आम्ही बाहेर पडायला लागलो ना तेवढ्यात त्याची गोळीबार झाली.
Tabrez Saekar, a young fisherman from Nate, was shot dead in police firing.
आम्ही फिरून वापस घराच्या दिशेला येत होतो. येता येता माझी तबरेजकडे नजर पडली. राईटच्या बाजूला तबरेज होता, लेफ्टच्या बाजूला मी होतो आणि आम्ही घरी येत होतो. घरी येता येता तबरेजला गाडीतून गोळी मारली, ती पाठीत मारली आणि तसाच तो तबरेज खाली पडला. पुढे मुस्ताक मिरकर आणि अल्ताफ सोलकर हे होते त्यांचे भाऊ. ते परत त्यांना उचलायला आले तर उचलला त्याला. तर अल्ताफच्या पायामध्ये गोळी मारली आणि मुस्ताकच्या डोक्यातून मारली. ती इथून पार झाली साईडनी लागून. डायरेक्ट ते गाडीमध्ये पडले आणि तबरेजला घेऊन गेले. कुठे गेले कुठे नाही हे आम्हाला काय माहिती नाही. तोपर्यंत तबरेज तर जिवंत होता उचलेपर्यंत. आणि मग गाडीत गेल्यानंतर त्याच्या पाठीमध्ये सुईला ॲडमिट केल्यावरती 3 गोळ्या मारलेले असे भेटले. मला वाटते की ते परत गाडीमध्ये त्याच्या गोळ्या मारले गेले आणि त्याला रत्नागिरीला उपचाराला घेऊन गेल्यावरती लोकांचा तिथे जमाव झाला आणि ते मयत झाला असं डिक्लेअर झाला.
माझा पोरगा होता कुठेतरी जायचं होता, मला काहीतरी आणून माझ्या हातात देत होता. आता माझी परिस्थिती काय झाली, मी आता लोकांचे मासे फाटीत घेऊन जाणार तो 50-100 रुपये मी आणणार तो माझ्या घराच्या कुटुंबाला मी सांभाळणार. त्यातून मी आता काय काय व्यवहार करणार. आमचा पाठी पुऱ्या पण कोण राहिला नाही, एकच माझा मुलगा. काय माझ्या पोरग्याचा अपघात केलाय आणि काय केलाय, पाणी करून प्राण माझ्या बच्च्याचा गेला. काय करू सर.
2 days, Jaitapur nuclear plant has become the epicenter of protests after one person was killed in clashes. The protests continued for the second
Next day, local government faced a strong public rage in district city named Ratnagiri.
Kashif joins us live. He is in Ratnagiri where protests have been witnessed. Kashif, even as there has been political squabbling taking place in the Maharashtra Assembly, tell us what really have you seen on ground in Ratnagiri today?
Avril, the ground situation here over the course of the day has improved, but it started really bad in the morning. What happened was the bodies of the victims which were killed in firing yesterday, as well as the ones who were injured, were brought to a local hospital which is about 2 blocks away from where I'm standing right now. And at that time, a lot of local people assembled outside the hospital, and what they wanted was just a plain apology from the Maharashtra government, or rather the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, saying that these people were killed by brute force of the police, and they also wanted, the major point of contention was the revocation of the Jaitapur nuclear project.
We started our Padayatra, we call it, a walking march from Tarapur to Jaitapur. Tarapur, first nuclear power station, and Jaitapur, proposed largest nuclear power station. In each and every station, in each and every spot, the local police would not allow us to go ahead. We were arrested immediately after Tarapur. We were not allowed to go. Our vehicles were taken away from the police. The drivers were threatened by the police. The media people were not allowed to interact with us. And we were not allowed to reach till Jaitapur. So what is this democracy? So our fight is not only against the nuclear power facility, but our fight is also for the human rights, making this democracy more transparent, asking for our constitutional right to live. And we are people of India who believe in peace.
Here in Jaitapur, Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, that is NPCIL, started constructing fencing wall around the project site and workers' colony. This was the first construction at project site which stirred the farmers' anger and fear looming out of a big threat of farming restrictions on project site, which they were supposed to own. These people came out with a novel idea of protest.
सरकारतर्फे सांगण्यात येत होतं की ही जी जमीन आहे ही पडीक जमीन आहे आणि या ठिकाणी शेती वगैरे होत नाही, परंतु आमची लोक या ठिकाणी प्रकल्पाचे खूप प्रमाणात शेती करतात. जवळजवळ 100 खंडीच्या वरती एका ठिकाणी भाताची पेरणी होते. आणि असं असताना ही जी खोटी बातमी जी लोकांपर्यंत पसरवत होते आणि हे जे त्यांचं म्हणणं जे आहे हे खोटं आहे हे सिद्ध करण्यासाठी म्हणून आम्ही तो मोर्चा काढला होता.
जमीन आमच्या हक्काची, आम्हाला एवढं दुःख वाटतंय की आम्ही आमची शेती करत जात असताना 144 कलम लावून आमच्यावरती आता गुन्हा दाखल करताना आम्हाला नेऊन जेलमध्ये डांबणार आहेत. त्याच्यावर सरकारने याची गंभीर दखल घ्यायला पाहिजे. तुमची शेती माझी जवळजवळ 7 ते 8 एकर एवढी माझी जमीन आहे आणि त्याच्यात जवळजवळ 25 ते 35 खंडी भात पिकतो आणि माझी बाग आहे जवळजवळ 100 कलमाची. ती हे पोलीस बंदोबस्त लावून जबरदस्तीने जमीन एक्वायर केलेली आहे.
Here the Praveen was very strongly leading this struggle. Internally he was suffering by cancer. Day by day his health was declining. The financial burden of this sickness and future's freight on one hand, and lots of political pressure and financial bet of compensation on other hand, bore him down. He accepted government's offer at the spur of the moment. It was his great fall, and which proved to be a big setback for the movement. Momentarily, this movement lost its direction. Soon after accepting government's offer, Praveen died on 5th December 2013. Meanwhile, many farmers accepted money for their land.
500 लोकांनी हा वाढीव ज्यावेळी किंमत सरकारने जाहीर केली, एकरी जवळजवळ 9.5 लाख रुपये ते लोकांनी मान्य केले. ज्याला नोकरी मिळणार नाही त्याला 5 लाख रुपये मिळवून द्यायचं ते मान्य केले. आणि जवळजवळ आता 1800 लोकांनी प्रत्यक्ष जे प्रकल्पग्रस्त आहेत त्यांनी 1600, 1700 का 1800 लोकांनी पैसे घेतलेले आहेत.
शेतकऱ्यांची निव्वळ फसवणूक केली. शेतकऱ्यांना सांगितलं तुम्हाला कोट्यानी रुपये मिळतील, लाखांनी रुपये मिळतील ते तुम्ही घ्या. पण हातात घेताना शेतकऱ्याला 10, 20, 25 हजार याची फक्त हेच रुपये दिले नाही. पैसा कुठनालाही किती मिळालेला नाही. काय माणसं तर अशी आहेत की त्यांना काहीच नाही मिळालं.
सरकारने जबरदस्ती केल्याने पैसे घेतले, त्यामुळे प्रकल्पाला लोकांचा विरोधच आहे. त्यांना तो प्रकल्प नकोच आहे.
पैसे घेतले ते आम्ही जमिनीचे घेतले. जमीन आमची गेलेली आहे ना, ती काय आम्हाला परत मिळणार आहे? आमच्या प्रकल्पाला विरोध आहे.
Soon movement resumed under the collective leadership of different organizations. Again people gathered around. Meanwhile, in 2014, a drastic change happened in Indian politics. Narendra Modi became the new Prime Minister of BJP-led government.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि
As BJP is always known to be a pro-nuclear party, Jaitapur welcomed them with a big protest at Nate.
इसलिए हम ये कह रहे हैं कि आने वाली हुकूमत इस चीज को समझे और कोई भी अपना बयान जारी करने से पहले, कोई भी अपना हुक्म जारी करने से पहले आवाम की आवाज को समझे, उनकी दिल की बात को समझे कि हमसे क्या चाहते हैं. हमने आप पर विश्वास किया है, आपका काम बनता है कि आप हम पर भी विश्वास करें. अगर आप हमारे विश्वास को ही तोड़े तो आप किस पर हुकूमत करेंगे? अगर आपने हमारे दिल को ही तोड़ दिया तो आप कौन सी इंसानियत पर हुकूमत करने वाले हैं?
Though Areva and NPCIL officials, government ambassadors, scholars are debating on many theories, these farmers and fishermen are still continuing this protest without any particular political identity, but with the best of their strength. Today nobody knows who will win the battle, but that makes no difference to them.